How's it going, everybody? Have you ever been stuck in line at the supermarket in a rush, but the person in front of you in the express lane has like 50 items? If that's you, make sure you smash the like button. I'm Rollshambo, the connoisseur and collector of all things sharp and shiny, and today we're talking shop on this WE Knives Arrakis, manufactured by WE, designed by the legendary Elijah Isham. Now, if you've been anywhere near my channel, you know I'm a huge fan of Elijah Isham. The crazy design lines, the wishful thinking, the courage, or as someone might call it, insanity. Elijah Isham did things differently, and he wasn't afraid to make it his own. There's nothing quite like it out there. As far as Isham designs, nobody has been as bold. There's been innovation. There's been creativity. As of yet, no one's surpassed the creativity of Elijah Isham. And if you think you know a designer who has, pop it down in the comment section because I would like to know more about it. Speaking of knowing more about it, it's about time that we dive in deep and do our overview and first impressions of the WE Knives Arrakis. Let's go. Ladies and gentlemen, the WE Knives Arrakis. Even in the closed position, you got to admit, this is one sexy knife. And I haven't really felt like this before because normally when I have the option between carbon fiber and titanium, I go with titanium. I'm a whore for titanium, and I'm not afraid or ashamed to say it. This knife specifically has me changing my mind. The titanium on here is absolutely gorgeous, and that matte black finish on the blade has a certain allure to it that I didn't necessarily understand just by looking at the pictures online. Now, big thank you to a viewer who sent this in for me to review. No, I do not get to keep this. No, I didn't buy this. It was lent to me by one Oreo Dave. Very, very awesome viewer who decided to lend it to me. Something that Dave told me in one of our chats was that I shouldn't be afraid to let others help me grow the channel. And I haven't really put this out there before because I wasn't prepared for the growth of my channel like it came about. So I'm going to put it out there now. If you have a knife that you would like to see me review, make sure that you hit me up. My email is in the description and I'll also pop it up on the screen. Send me an email. Let me know what you got. And if you're able to let me borrow it for, 2, 3, 4 weeks, I will make sure to get a video out there and then send it back. In fact, I'll probably get a couple videos out there and I'll send you some extra photos since I like to take these knives on photo shoots. If you couldn't tell already, this is an Isham design. And you should be able to tell because there's very few designers out there who are brave enough, who have the courage, who have the pure insanity to make a design like this. Isham is known for putting windows in his knives. And call me corny, but I always used to say it was Isham's window to the soul. Don't believe me? Here's the Civivi Anthropos, a budget knife designed by Isham. Unique blade shape, window to the soul. I've also have a video out on the plexus that I also still need to do a ranking on, which, who knows, depending upon what order you watch my videos in, might be out. Check out my channel and find out. But in this case, he didn't just put one cutout in the blade, he put it everywhere. He put it everywhere. And when it's closed, you get the highlights, or rather the lowlights, from that matte black finish on the blade. That is just beautiful. And some things line up, some things don't line up. By the way, this is not a deployment hole. I can't do it. I can't deploy from it. Honestly, I don't suggest trying. It's just not meant to be like that. The titanium on the back makes this feel like an integral. There we go. And it is a single-sided pivot. Hallelujah, that's my favorite. I like how the back is completely concealed, because when you have a blade like this, you don't want things in your pocket dinging that blade. You don't want things like coins or keys or whatever you carry in your pockets to get in there and dull your knife or scratch the finish. There's going to be some people out there saying, oh, well, I mean, it's easier to clean if you have access from the other side and blah, barrel spacers. No, I prefer to have full coverage. And that's, as someone that sharpens their knives and maintains the edge on their knives religiously, I can't tell you how important back spacers or having that covered up really means to me. It's honestly my favorite. When you look at the back here, you see the Isham maker's mark. And then, of course, you have this beautiful milled titanium pocket clip, which is fancy, but it's also a little on the understated side. He's letting the handle scales and the blade do all the talking. The ergonomics on here are a little weird. It's not perfect ergonomics, but the thumb rests there in such a good spot. The thumb feels like a natural spot. You know, it's almost like a lounge, like a chase lounge for your thumb. And then you remember that you're holding a sharp object. And it is sharp. I feel like I'm going to cut myself if I, feel the edge too much. This is gorgeous. This is a knife that makes me forget about talking about specs, about materials. Ah, shucks. I know that you guys like that stuff, so I'll go ahead and throw them up on the screen real quick. Feel free to pause the video if you want to check them out. All right. I feel like that's good enough. Carbon fiber titanium M390, good enough for me. The most impressive thing about this knife is not the materials. In my opinion, it's actually the action. I have the Civivi Anthropos. I have the Arcane Plexus. Both are designs by Isham. This has got to be the smoothest action I've felt from an Isham knife. It's glassy smooth. There's one other knife that I have checked out on this channel that had as smooth of an action, but it had a heavier blade, and that's the Finch Knives Buffalo Tooth. This one is pure money. The action, if I could get this action on all my knives, I would. This is a best-in-class action. Now on to the sad part. Because Isham did pass away in early 2022 of this year, his designs are becoming discontinued. It's not because retailers and manufacturers want to take his knives off the shelf. It's because those designs are part of agreements that expire, and without him around to re-sign them, they have to be discontinued. This is a knife that makes me regret not picking one up before when I had the chance. Of not being brave like the designer and deciding to take a chance on what looked like a crazy knife. You can't be afraid to take chances in life, and you can't be afraid to do something new. It's one of the reasons why I admired Elijah Isham so much. Because he had the courage to do what others felt like they would be criticized for. The words gas station knife, the blasphemy. But this is gorgeous. As someone that likes to find pictures in shapes that aren't supposed to be there, when I look at the side profile of this knife, it reminds me of a European sports car. With premium materials, carbon fiber to make it lighter. Extremely quick and smooth. And, you add a couple wheels to this and it could be a Batmobile. I mean, shoot. Is it going to be the most absolute best everyday carry knife out there? No. Could you carry this daily? Absolutely. I don't know if I would, just because getting scratches on any part of this would make me sad, because you can't just go out and replace this. There's a few more of these available online, and I'll make sure to link them down below for those of you who have the means to make it happen now. And I do suggest that if you like this, that you go do that. The links that I provide will not be affiliate links for this knife. I will have affiliate links if you want to support the channel and use one of them, great. But don't feel like you have to. I've really been impatient to get my thoughts out about this knife, and this video really wasn't a review so much as me wanting to get my thoughts down. I love knives that make me feel something. This knife is 100% feeling. Guys, that's all I got for you. Make sure that you stay tuned, because in the next week and a half or so, I will be ranking this knife, and I have a feeling it's going to be one that you'll want to see. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't like it, boo-hoo, there's a button for you too. And if you want to be in the know when that rank video drops, make sure you hit subscribe. Other than that, my friends, I'll see you on the flip side.